I'm Jen Burson. I am the founder of Generation PR, which is a award-winning public relations, social media marketing agency. I'm based in Los Angeles, and we represent baby and kids brands, beauty and cosmetics. And I'm a former attorney. I've been running my PR agency for 17 years. So I wanted to give you some strategies today to really keep your pitches fresh, even if there's no news. So part of the magic of PR is the excitement. Like, you get to help your clients, you get to help brands launch, new products. When we are involved with product launches, we get to create a lot of excitement around a specific time and a specific initiative. And, we get to kind of support their growth along the way. And we're using interesting stories and angles or launches or initiatives they're working on to keep them relevant all the time. But what happens if there is no news for them to pitch? It is up to us. It's up to us as PR comms pros. It's up to you to keep pitching and keep a brand interesting, fresh, and relevant, even when there's nothing new happening. And I wanted to cover some important strategies to help you keep pitching, to stay excited and engaged, and be really pumped to continue working with a brand when there's nothing newsworthy happening, and feel comfortable, feel like excited at the end of the month to share results, that you're keeping momentum going even during downtimes, and you're earning that retainer. Because if you are going to be on retainer and not engaged just for projects around launches, there has to be a consistent flow. And I know it ebbs and flows, and that's okay too, but showing that creative thinking and finding ways to align and be strategic to get them in conversations the media are having, that's going to keep you, locked and loaded beyond a 6-month retainer. They're going to say, well, we can't, let them go because it's constant press and like we're everywhere. Just to give context, I personally represent brands with physical products. So one strategy that we focus on is the brand's hero products. And a hero product is a bestseller that really performs well or is beloved by the brand. It takes center stage. It could be the thing that if you mention the brand, somebody will say, oh, you mean the one that does this? It's a bestseller. Maybe it always sells out. If your client could sell one product, it would be this hero product. Okay. So it should be something that they are known for, or that they are consistently sold out of, like a cult product. That's like the cosmetics word for these products that everybody has to have. It's like Beauty Blender, the sponges, right? They have a whole line of products, but when you hear Beauty Blender, you don't think about their foundations. You think about the little pink sponge. That's the hero product. So if a product is sold out, that's newsworthy. That in and of itself makes something cool. I would fashion a pitch around that in terms of a huge waiting list. Obviously don't make that up. And sold out could be supply chain issues. That could be the case too, right? But you can leverage that into a story. Like, I have a client right now that has their hero product sold out. So we are creating a story around the product that's sold out twice and how many people are on the waiting list, and the celebrities that are using it that are known for beauty and skincare and having gorgeous skin. So there's a story there. The right outlets that we'll pitch it to will pick it up. So that will make something really cool. And these hero products, and it could be a whole collection. It could be something like that whole collection that they're known for. That can be something you go to pitch during kind of dead times of year. So can you take an existing product or even a service? So if you're a service provider, I hope that you're taking what I'm saying and sort of adapting it to fit the work that you do. So come up with a fresh way for people to use it. We were able to take a hair care very high-end hair care company that their hero product was a mask in a tub like this, like a thick hair mask. And it was out on the market for 2.5 years. So it's not new. So in order to make it newsworthy, we talked about like rehydrating your hair. So summer months was like swimming in the ocean or swimming in a pool, and the chlorine or the salt water really dries out your hair. So you need a deep penetrating hair mask. And in order to do that, you would take a little scoop, put it on a plate, pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds or whatever we said. And now it's warm, so it'll penetrate even deeper and make your hair softer and more moisturized. We talked about putting your hair up for half an hour, like putting it in a shower cap. That angle garnered so much press for a product that had just sat, on the market for 2.5 years. So how can you retool it? Highlight some of the benefits of the product or ingredients maybe that have never been featured. Maybe there's something about the ingredients, like they are truly certified, USDA certified organic, or there's a specific ingredient. It could be ingredients, it could be something in the way it performs, it could be the craftsmanship, some way that you are positioning it as remarkable as compared to the competitors, right? So hero products will also offer you the opportunity to pitch based on consumer confidence. So there's, some product that your clients are known for, you can play that best selling aspect up in your pitches and make people feel confident about covering that item and purchasing that item. So, sometimes our clients will tell us things and we're like, that's not actually newsworthy. But if they mention something like, oh, blah, 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 sold out again, hero product, waiting list, cult favorite, like, headline grabbing. And that type of copy will convert really well to click-throughs and purchasing decisions. So if your client's on Nordstrom, Target, Amazon's the number one for the affiliate opportunities. If your client is on these sites with good reviews, like solid reviews, and it's a reasonable price point, that's like cult favorite. Like if you think it's sold out and it happens to be available on a site, you're like, oh my God, like I got it. Oh my God, I got to get it, because like, what if it sells out again, right? Boom. So that will move the needle. And it's very beneficial to the media outlet as well. So, but always be truthful. Don't make that up if it's not true. Okay. Number 2, share the founder story. This is a good idea if the founder of a brand is interested in getting featured as an expert so they can start to become a known authority in their space. So like my client, for example, is the founder of a natural skincare company, and she happens to be an MD, and she's extremely smart, and she's very committed to clean beauty and products that are also luxurious and perform. So we're able to pitch her as the founder. She's been running this company for a decade and adding new products to it, and their process and their process for developing something new and the iterations it goes through before it's actually on the line, all the way down to the packaging. The packaging has to be post-consumer and also recyclable. This founder is awesome to talk to. She's got a great personality. And, we're always talking about her in the context of she was like a very legit MD, and has a great story about why she created the line. And it gives this brand so much credibility, and she's an authority in the natural beauty space. And that also helps to create consumer trust for the claims that we're making about the products. Obviously, they don't claim anything that they can't claim, but in terms of what they can say, how it performs, the ingredients, the fact that 99% of the ingredients are USDA certified organic, how they stack up against the competitors that are also making similar claims. She has a way that she can share that expertise. So you can pitch different story ideas around topics that will demonstrate their expertise and get them in on the conversation that they want to be known for. So work with your client. Okay, number 3, create business profiles on the brand. So see if your client is interested in getting brand profiles, not just on the products, but on the founder's lessons, their journey to create this business. What is the business doing? Maybe there's a give back component that has really been successful. It's a great story there. So anything around a give back or the founder's journey, especially if there are lessons learned or adversity overcome. In this case of creating business profiles on the brand, you shift from their typical type of publication, like consumer publications or like parenting, lifestyle, beauty publications, wellness, to business focused outlets on entrepreneurship. This is where you highlight the founder and the business instead of the products, but you also need to be ready, and you should have these things in advance, or at least the agreement from the client, they're willing to talk about it. But typically something around metrics, revenue, growth, stuff like that is going to come up. It's going to come up. Like, don't expect to get into Forbes if you are pre-revenue. Your client's not going to get these business-driven stories unless they're willing to share some sort of a metric on like audience growth or revenue growth, or, something, percentage of growth over the year, that's going to come up. So if your client's like, you're not a public company, so we don't need to talk about those things, then you need to say, well, then I can't probably secure you press because it's going to come up. And I can't go to that length and then know that I can't give any metrics because it's going to kill the relationship. Okay. Strategy 4, create data-driven stories. So does your client have surveys or case studies that are packed with data? Or have they done their own research? Or is there some recent independent research study that was done that your client can align with or be somehow related to? So research and statistics are a great way to land press, especially if you can package it in a way that communicates the data and tells a story where your client can have a voice in that story or be something that aligns with the findings of that story, makes sense. So if there's some kind of data, independent third-party studies are the most compelling. But if your client has surveys, case studies, some sort of transformation or multiple transformations that they can use to, align with like a statistic, something data-driven, that is a great thing to work on as a filler story during your slow period. And we typically find that a client does need to be willing to interview in order to supplement a story like that. So keep that in mind. And you can't pitch data that isn't ironclad. Like your writer is staking their reputation on your word. And so you have to come with research, Google searching something and just reporting on the top 3 things you find is not research. That's not research. That's like internet searching. Research is like independent with quality controls and control groups and vetted and peer reviewed. Like, is there research like that you can point to? Because that will really give you so much strength. Media loves to report that. And then maybe there's like a big study that came out over the new, in the news, like, children's attention spans have decreased from an average of 10 seconds to now an average of 4 seconds, and technology is to blame. Okay. Maybe your client has a product that limits screen time, or your client has a product that is so exciting and compelling, it gets kids off of screen time. Or you do something where you're doing nature tours or family travel in nature, like devices not allowed. It's like more than ever, based on this study, children need to be out in nature, and here's how they can do it, something along those lines. So Make sure the data is supported, and don't ever like fake anything, because that's huge, right? Big no. Strategy number 5 is dig into what is trending currently. So we will typically call this newsjacking, which means using current events and news stories to promote something in a particular way. So if it aligns, right? Never tap into a tragedy, a negative news story, something where it is a tragic situation, people dying, violence. Don't tap into that and newsjack to align your brand with that story. So that's obviously newsjacking in the worst way possible, not a good look. So never newsjack on a tragedy unless your client is like a psychologist that can offer coping strategies, and even then tread lightly, right? But never do that. Super in poor taste. So you can approach this in a few ways. So when news breaks, reporters and analysts will often look for experts to comment on the story. You can pitch your client as an expert source to speak on a topic and be quoted in the story. You could also focus on how your client's brand ethics, their products, the founder story, all of the stuff that makes the brand what it is, how that aligns with what's happening that is current in the news. Like an example is global warming and all of these sustainability angles that you can tap into around cleaner packaging. Packaging is made from post-consumer waste. If it is compostable, that's not the same as recyclable. Compostable is totally different. So the other thing you can do to kind of stay on top of this is set up a Google alert on your phone, your laptop, and listen to daily news podcasts, and sign up for industry newsletters to stay up to date on what is happening, particularly in your niche. And then also there's a ton of viral content happening on TikTok, particularly TikTok, less so Instagram and Twitter, but it happens there too. So it's important to know what's trending and see if it's relevant. So this is important for a lot of different niches. So can you tap into that somehow? If you can take a social media trend and make your clients relevant to what is happening with that trend and pitch a compelling story, you're going to potentially land some great press that happens very quickly, and something that we already know that angle has some kind of viral component to it. So probably it'll happen quickly and there will be some traction quickly. So these are these like pounce on them moments. Sometimes you're up all night because you get that idea and you have to be in an editor's inbox in the morning. It's about getting, seizing the moment. Let's just say newsjacking, seizing the moment, coming up with these great ideas so that you can align your clients with these discussions. Then strategy 6, this is basics, you guys. It's just don't forget about them. Go back to the basics and focus on seasons. So this is where you formulate your seasonal pitches. Very, very simple, but we take a layered approach to building your press plan, and pitching starts with what's set in stone, like holidays, and then seasonal trends and themes. We know that on a 12-month cycle, media is talking about similar things at similar times, plus holidays that never move. Will your client be focusing on back to school marketing? What about summer travel or anything that's around like a Valentine's Day date idea? These things, they're going to come up during set times, and we know that. And then it's obviously about backing into the timing for a long and short lead. Now is the time to really hone in on what applies most to your client with the dates that are already set in stone. And that's the best way to plan ahead and get creative. So there are more kind of obvious holidays of the year, like Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, just sort of December in general is like holiday season, Kwanzaa, and other big holidays like, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of those things that are Easter, set in stone on the calendar. But there's also a really creative way to tap into the small tailored holidays throughout the year. Like the range of more serious ones like International Women's Day, but then also the funny ones like National Donut Day or National Lipstick Day or National Love Your Dog Day, stuff like that, that is great for pitches and really cool social media content. Today, I shared 6 strategies on keeping your pitches fresh. 1, focus on the brand's hero products. 2, share the founder story. 3, create business profiles on the brand. 4, create data-driven stories. 5, dig into what's currently trending. And 6, go with the seasons, back to the basics, layer in your strategy. That, helps you to create and strategize pitches. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of the week and take care of yourselves. Bye.